So Donald Trump has got these No Kings protests, and it's basically millions and millions of Americans that are saying they're not fans of him. They don't think that he represents them. And he decided to assure them, no, you're 100% right. I don't represent you. I have no interest in representing you. And the form that took is this video. So that, of course, is yet more AI slop from the slop presidency of Donald Trump. I told you weeks ago, and I know people don't agree yet, but I think people are gonna come to my position on this. AI is made for people like Donald Trump and his supporters, people who have never liked reality. They're very uncomfortable with it, and they love the idea of creating a fantasy land where they're awesome and everything's what they want, where Donald Trump can fly a jet over peaceful protesters and he can dump poop on them because he doesn't care about them. They didn't vote for him, and so he doesn't have to represent them. This, by the way, is a headline. You can bring that back up. As the New York Times, Trump posts fake video, identified as AI. They do later on, but like it's AI slop of himself flying a King Trump jet over protesters. And like they mentioned the brown liquid in the second part, but I don't know, president fantasizes about crapping on Americans feels like the headline you should go with. I don't want to be clickbaity or whatever, but I feel like the New York Times is kind of sane washing Donald Trump a little bit there. But let's be very clear, that is what he was fantasizing about. He hates that the American people haven't been cowed, that they both don't buy his crap, but also won't just sit down and take it. And so this is one of the ways that he and his followers cope with all of this. And we got way more copium where that came from. I have a lot more thoughts, but JR, I want to give you a chance to jump in on this. What did you make of the video?
I mean, we'll check it out. It's pretty obvious. So a weekend of protests, specifically one particular day, annoyed this guy so much that he thinks this is something else. This is all they've got. All this is a direct answer and result of what it is that we saw on Saturday. So of course, those millions and millions of folks come out, show solidarity against this guy, show it is what the majority of the country is, what they feel and what they know is in the White House, and that same White House confirms it. That's really all this is. So what he is what everyone says he is. Don't listen to everyone else, all these crazy leftist TDS people, but the guy who's telling you is confirming it. Donald Trump put his hand up and said, yeah, I agree. I'm a piece of trash. I'm crap. What I do is I lied to you throughout the entire campaign. Everyone who identified me as a liar throughout that entire campaign was right. Matter of fact, what the next step should be is actionable things to take me out of power, because what I've told you guys is I'm here to abuse my power further. And the whole idea of saying, oh my God, you lefties are gonna be so trolled by this. I was gonna say nothing about this on it, by the way, because the point here is this guy has been now put on warning that the country's not putting up with his literal crap anymore. Yeah. It's not gonna work. He's on his downfall. He's on his way out. Make sure you follow up on that and make that happen. These folks that have been out here doing this stuff are the ones that have him upset, scared, and now more and more violent, as we've seen in the streets. He's afraid of what the American people are pushing back on.
Yeah, he hates to see it. He wanted everyone to shut up, and the American people haven't played ball with that. A couple other little points. So one, this is maybe the least important thing to point out, but like, hey, Donald Trump, if you wanted to fly jets, you know what you could have done? Not pulled strings to avoid serving in your nation's military during a time of war. You could have done that. You could have not used your family's elite rich a-hole connections to avoid having to go to Vietnam. Maybe you could have gone to Vietnam and you could have actually flown a jet. If you think it's so cool, and you look so cool at the maneuvering a jet or whatever, you could have actually done that. By the way, at some point maybe I'll write an op-ed about this. I really do think that the biggest turning point in Donald Trump's life was that. Imagine if his family had not pulled strings to get him out. Imagine if instead Donald Trump had actually gone and served his nation, had to actually live for months with Americans from a broad range of different backgrounds, had to actually risk his life to save them, seen them risking their life to save him, it might have set him on an entirely different life trajectory of actual service and empathy, a feeling of attachment to the nation, not only his own wealth, but unfortunately that's not the way that it actually worked out. Also, so the important thing here is that the president is openly fantasizing about dumping excrement all over people who disagree with him, which can you freaking imagine if Barack Obama had done that? Fox News would be calling for his head. Also, it's just a reminder, that video sucked. Like if your fantasy is, you know what's gonna be really cool? We're gonna dump poop all over him. It looked terrible. Like that is the best that AI can do, is a couple weird, just straight down flows of, like it couldn't do, like they envision, it's gonna be like napalm all over the crowd. It hit like 3 people. AI is bad at what it does, as well as being soulless and terrible for the environment. But I also just wanna point out, he went off after posting that about the Jay Jones texts. Oh, they're being so violent. Oh, always raising the temperature. Meanwhile, not only did he post the thing about Chicago in flames as he invades it, but now he's in a jet and he's bombing the American people. But those Democrats, they're so violent with all their violent imagery. Why can't they just come together like us Republicans? We're so inviting and all that. And I love the victimhood complex that if Disney has a 2-second long gay kiss, the right will spend months complaining about how they're victims and Disney is attacking them. But if he shows himself pooping on millions of protesters, what? It's satire. Come on, don't you guys understand trolling or whatever? He can do that. Okay, well then look, if you could just do whatever you want. Gavin Newsom has got some interns that love to push the boundaries. They can do videos too. They could do videos maybe of Gavin Newsom doing some stuff to Donald Trump or whatever. I mean, if all of that is totally cool and it's not just a hypocritical thing where Donald Trump could do it, then this is truly a brave new world. Now we're gonna turn to Mike Johnson in just a sec, JR, but any other quick thoughts?
Yeah, really fast. I'm glad you asked, because this is the thing. So obviously they're softies, and the thing is, this is the time you don't pay any more attention to them. This is the time when then now you go ahead and continue down the road of what is we're supposed to be doing. These are all supposed to be obvious distractions. Many people have always known that, but this is obvious distractions. They don't take anything seriously that the American folks say, so stop taking them seriously. Next time they get mad at you for something you posted or you joked about, give 2 middle fingers and drop some poop on their heads too. That's exactly what this response should be, but at the same time, still getting to the actionable response to get rid of this guy. There's only one result and one kind of action left. Get rid of this guy, get rid of this guy, get rid of this guy, get rid of the entire administration, this regime of fascists. It's all it is. It's supposed to be the only thing we're ever thinking about, because we're down the next step of making sure that nothing else happens but us paying attention to his stupid AI things while he then continues to do actionable things to destroy the country. We need to do actionable things to take his ass out.
I agree, 100%. And we're gonna move on one side. I just wanna remind everyone, do you remember when James Comey posted that photo of the seashells? And the right was like, how could you do that? The violence of the seashells. Comey needs to be locked up. Meanwhile, he's bombing people.